Hey you. Good evening and morning to ya. One channel can't satisfy everybody, so I love to see the influx of content creators providing new angles and perspectives on the game that we all love to get down in, especially seeing as their interests don't conflict with mine. But two YouTubers have crossed some lines and now, and I'm sorry about this, but I gotta waste my time and yours because of damaging and irresponsible things they've said. So let's get this out the way so we can get back to our regularly scheduled SC love. I remember seeing Woody Allen pull out a drawer full of ideas that he jotted down on paper so he had them when he needed inspiration for a film. So I do the same thing, and I got a backlog of videos going back to 2020. Some ideas get expanded here and there, and others will end up at the bottom of the pile. I had an idea in there called 6 Reasons to Uninstall Star Citizen, and I've been working on it on and off for weeks. The idea is funny to me because in my comments section, I'll see the typical, "It's a scam," or "You're all stupid for buying this" comments with no facts, details, or explanations. I think those guys are latent fans because why else would you be watching Star Citizen videos? Anyway, the idea was not to take a stand one way or the other, but to be those guys with facts and backwards reasoning included, resulting in a hypocritical, satirical perspective that shines a light on the ridiculousness of anti-SC commentary. In other words, I was poking a little fun at Star Citizen haters who can't articulate the reasons. So I gave them reasons, ridiculous ones. Obviously, the video will be provocative, not because I said anything offensive. I'm not taking a stance or making a statement, but it's too often folks see titles, hear a sentence or two, and react after ignoring the context. It is what it is. You can only put the content out there and hope for the best. So in comes the worst. 2 guys inserting themselves into a video which had nothing to do with them. One of them, I've been on their show and they've been on mine, so I've seen a few of their vids. I hear that his content is generally negative with a few positives mixed in. I haven't seen enough to know if that's accurate, but it seems to be the reputation. I'm sure you know better than I do. The other guy, somebody whose name I had heard once before from a buddy, then again when we were on the podcast together. Never seen his channel, so no good or bad feelings about him. I nothing him. From what he said on the podcast, I know that he stopped playing Star Citizen and his general take on it is not positive. So I don't know if he considers himself a Star Citizen content creator or if he just chimes in with a vid here and there. Maybe a few days go by after the podcast and I get a comment saying they're both big mad about my video. I thought it was a joke because why would they be? I go to the person who I collabed with this video. Lo and behold, I see my video playing on his channel. In the beginning, he's like, "It's a parody," and then proceeds to twist and manipulate it like only a tabloid or a sensationalist media outlet can do, which would have been fine if it was funny or if it wasn't damaging. What it looks like he was doing was going, "Well, I think Dig is shitting on me, so I'm going to move my knight to confront his queen by telling everybody that he's shitting on them, and that'll whip everybody into a mob against him." But he can't even realize that there's nobody at the other end of the board playing against him. The guy who at the beginning of the video identified it as comedy is now proceeding with a rant saying Dig is shitting on people who have issues with the game and telling people that Dig says if you have any complaints about the game, you should just quit. He's going off on a video that's obviously meant to be absurd. Who really thinks that removing communication and putting the grounds maintenance staff to work on the game is a real statement that needs opposing commentary to tear it down? Nobody does. But here I am. For the record, letting you know that everything coming out of his mouth is bullshit. Anybody that's seen my content knows where I stand with Star Citizen. But if you're negative about Star Citizen, guess what? That's your right. Who would say different? Got nothing to do with anything me and my guys have going on, and you're not in there nagging us out, so go as big as you want with that. Now, if you're one of those "you're stupid for buying this" types that leave insults against the community in my comments, well, now you've got just as goofy a vid to kick back with. This guy making a vid telling people I'm acting a certain way and that I want people to quit should probably keep my name out his mouth. Person number 2. I ain't even bother watching this vid because, for what? The homie sent me a link and a quote from it. Apparently he says I'm committing quote unquote psychological violence on him. Where in the wide world of Karens did that come from? That's just some irresponsible shit to accuse somebody of, so apparently Karen attacked me and some other folks who he's starting problems with and then accuses me of attacking him. Karen. We're talking about Karen. I figured watching Karen's vid after watching lame vid number 1 would set me off, so I didn't bother, but I did dig through the comments and Karen also thinks my vid is about them. Never seen this person's channel. Don't know what all they do there. That's not a jab at their channel size. I don't watch a lot of SC videos, but when I do, it's usually small channels in my feed who are contributing something different, adding value to the community. I did dig through the comments, and one person was like, Dig probably made this video weeks ago. And this is true. I had been working on it to the point of I just needed to finish up video editing after the podcast so that I could drop it the following day. According to him, it doesn't take more than a day to make that kind of vid. I don't know if this dude does any videos of a creative nature, but no, you're not gonna write, record, and edit the script and ad libs, make kinetic typography in After Effects, record all the game footage, log it, make over 100 cuts all in a day. The first 15 seconds alone was hours of work to record the intro footage in 6 or 7 locations, 4 of which made the cut into the video. Anybody who's played the game knows that. Hey. Cut the intro. 6 reasons to uninstall Star Citizen. Let's go. There is an individual who I was thinking of when I mentioned that there are YouTubers whose sole purpose is to knock Star Citizen. And it's a guy I kind of watched before I actually played the game. Kind of agreed with him to a point before trying it out for myself and figuring out what they're doing. Whole channel was committed to evangelizing Star Citizen hate. Super negative, but he had an audience. Kotaku has an audience. Does mentioning that they exist and that an aspiring anti-Star Citizenite could find a similar path equate to inflicting psychological violence? Who says that? And where's his ego coming from thinking he gotta be talking about me? Do they see in themselves their sole purpose being to beat up on Star Citizen? If that's what they see in themselves, that's on them, not I. But right now, in this vid, they can say Dig was talking about him. Congrats. And so what that I mentioned there's content creators who bash Star Citizen? They do exist. Unflinching advocates exist too. Ramen noodle hats exist. That's not an attack on top ramen headgear, it's just facts. This BS aside, I don't step on toes and I don't talk about individuals in my videos. Maybe somebody will come up in the stream during a conversation, but I mind my business and do the best I can making entertaining content and leave other folks to their own devices. But they drag me into this nonsense that I have to address. I would have messaged somebody first before doing what they did, because I'm a man. In fact, I got a vid plan where I'm gonna have to message my buddies at Info Runners first so nothing gets taken out of context. It's called respect, and there's more than enough around to give it without making people earn it. So 3 points. I have no stance on people's issues with Star Citizen development. As long as you're not squeezing the limit on my entertainment, we good. 2, Star Citizen is the game I dig most, so I never tell you to quit. I definitely say folks need breaks. I take them myself. There's thousands of games to kick back with, and recharging your battery before coming back to the verse makes it that much sweeter when you do. And 3, I know going in that responding will somehow get flipped into me being the bully, but 2 grown men disrespecting me over a video game and an assumption is lame, and I ain't having it. So go ahead and think what you want about this vid. I'm sure the 2 of them will find some way to manipulate folks into thinking this is an attack on the community. But that's all I got to say about that. I'm ready to get back to informative and positive videos. Hope the rest of y'all have a great weekend. Fly dirty, citizens.